All right, in this lesson, we're going to take a look at long and synthetic division. These are both things that you did last year. Now, in this lesson, all we're going to do is talk about division and how to do it using polynomials. After this, we're going to be using it for something that you did last year, but in a different way. We're going to take things just a little bit further than you guys did last year. And in order to solve equations, we need to know how to use long and synthetic division. We're going to be using synthetic a lot, but you should also be able to do the long division as well. All right, I'd like you to think about whether 7 is a factor of 521. Sorry, and then think about how you made your decision and what it means to be a factor. All right, well, I hope you made a decision. And I also hope you didn't make a factor tree. I just used the calculator, and so in my calculator, all I did was I took 521 and I divided it by 7. And the calculator told me that that's about, I guess I should put about 74.4, and I rounded. Now, what's the key thing right here is this. Okay, this tells us, since it did not go in evenly, I missed that arrow, it didn't go in evenly, so 7 is not a factor. Of 521. It did not go in evenly. And again, what does it mean to be a factor of something? It means numbers. Now, as far as what we know now, we're looking at pure numbers here. But a factor is simply that something that is goes in evenly into another number. And pretty soon we're gonna take a look at polynomials here and talk about what a factor of a polynomial is. So if 7 did go in evenly, then it would be a factor of 521. So let's take a look at some polynomials now. All right, so we have a polynomial, x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 5, and another one, d of x, x minus 2. So we're going to find f of x divided by d of x. So what we're really trying to find is, I mean, this is kind of the question we're also asking, and is x minus 2 a factor of the other thing, and the f of x? Let me just write f of x. This one, of course, is d of x. Is d of x, which is the x minus 2, a factor of f of x? If it goes in evenly and we have no remainder, then it is a factor. If it does not go in evenly, then it is not going to be a factor of that. Because right now, unless you did factor by grouping, you would not know how to factor this, probably, I'm going to guess. But even if you tried to factor by grouping, you would find that you can't factor by grouping. So let's see what happens here. So now again, long division here, I'm taking a look at this first term, x. What do I need to multiply x by to get x cubed? Well, that would be x squared, so we put that there. And then we distribute that. You multiply to the x and then to the minus 2. So we get x cubed minus 2x. Now, very importantly, I'm going to put this out here in red. We're going to subtract, and I usually circle that. We're going to subtract all of that. So x cubed minus x cubed, 0. Negative 3 minus negative 2 is minus x squared. Okay? Then I like to bring down everything. I bring it all down. You don't have to bring them all down. You can just bring that next term down. I like to bring them all down simultaneously so I never have to look back up here again now. All right, now we're taking a look at x. And you can pretty much, after I bring all these down, you can pretty much just ignore all this. Right? And you're only looking at this one right now. You're looking at this right here. So what would you have to multiply x by to get negative x squared? And that would be minus x. So we put minus x up here. And then now I'm distributing that to both of these terms. So I'm distributing down to there and here. So negative x times x is negative x squared. And when you do this, these two terms better match exactly, or you did not get this correct up here. And then negative x times negative 2 is plus 2x. And I just put a minus, but that's a plus. And now, once again, subtract. So I'm subtracting. So this is 0. X minus 2x is minus x. And then bring down the plus 5. And it's almost like we had 5 minus nothing, which is still 5. And then now we need to look at this first term out here again and see what we would have to multiply x by to get it. And that you would have to multiply by a minus 1. Okay, and then distributing to this and this again gives us a minus x and a plus 2. And again, subtracting. Subtract. And these cancel. And 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay, and once you get to something down here anywhere that is lower in degree than this is a degree of 1, right? It's x to the first. This has a to the 0th power, an x to the 0. So you can't go any further. So you're kind of done here. Now, what is our answer? Well, actually doing division. Now, you see it does not go in evenly. There's 3 left over. So the answer is that f of x divided by d of x is x squared minus x minus 1 plus, now we still have to worry about this remainder, plus 3 over whatever this is. Let's put that right down here. X minus 2. There you go. So again, this was kind of our question up here that we just kind of talked about on the previous slide. Is x minus 2 a factor? Then no. We would have to say no if that was the question. Okay, let's do some more of those examples. I won't show you all those little arrows and everything. I'll just kind of walk through it. If you need extra practice with long division, let me know, and I'll give you as many problems and sheets as you like. Now, also from last year, you should know that if any terms are missing, you see right here we have an x cubed, but there's no squared term. So when you put that inside here, you have to indicate a 0x squared. That will just make sure everything lines up nice and neat in here. And also there's an x term missing in the d of x polynomial. So put that in there. It'll just ensure that everything lines up. All the cubes, squares, x's, etc. go in nicely. Okay, so let's start. Looking at the first term, multiply this. That would give us a 2x, because 2x times x squared is 2x cubed. Distributing everything down here gives us a 2x cubed. 2x times 0 is plus 0, x squared. And 2x times minus 2 is minus 4x. And again, I'm subtracting. Subtract. So 2 minus 2 is nothing. And right here I have a 0x squared. Now I'm writing it because we're going to have to, you'll see up here in a second. And -4 minus -4 is also 0. And then bring down the 5. Now, look what happened there. There's nothing left for the x squared to go into. You would just have a +0 and a +0, and it really, we're just left with this kind of 5 hanging on to the end here. So that's really the only thing left after we divide is that 5. And x squared can't go into 5, so we're pretty much done right there. So our answer is f of x divided by d of x is 2x plus 5 over x squared minus 2. Alright, so go ahead and give this one a shot. Pause the video and then do the division. And then check back to see what I got for an answer. I'm not going to do a lot of explaining on this one. I'm just going to go through and solve it. See what we got here.
Anaya Brown, please.
Alright, then finally here looks like we have plus 11. So we get 11x plus 22. Alright, so our answer is that f of x divided by d of x is x squared Alright, there we go. That should be good.